In the Product Input menu, you can select different filters to calculate the desired scope of products. Here you can also configure those features that affect the thermal performance, such as the plate package and the connections. By default, all products in the selected product line will be included in the calculation. But should you want a specific product model to be calculated, you can select this from the list. In the selection mode, you can set if you only want to calculate units that are available from stock or only units that are available for express order. If you want express order, please remember to select this option later to activate it. You can limit the calculation to only include units that are pre-configured as pre-post heaters. In General 1 phase, you can set the selection range to get the suitable pre-configured units for the application. For other calculation standards, this is preset. In the System Input tab, you can enter the operating pressures, temperatures, and the pressure vessel code. The design temperatures are based on the operating temperatures used in the duty, rounded up to the nearest 5. If you only want to calculate high-pressure products, you need to enter the required design pressure. In the selection mode, the pressure vessel approval is set by default depending on your location. In the Plate Arrangement tab, you specify the plate package. Hot inlet is by default set to the right side for one phase, but it can be changed manually. In some cases, it can be worth to try both options for products with asymmetric channels, since it may reduce the number of plates. For two-phase calculations, hot inlet is fixed. You can specify the minimum and the maximum number of units allowed for the installation. You can also specify the channel plate material. Please note that the Alloy 304 channel plate material is only available for some few products, and this will dramatically limit the available product scope. Dynastatic is a built-in refrigerant distribution system available for some evaporator products. This is selected automatically when it can be applied, so normally you don't have to take this into consideration. The configurator will calculate the optimal channel type based on the duty, but you can specify if a certain solution is preferred. But be aware that this might limit the scope of products depending on available channel types for each product or available pre-configured standard items. Selection, design, and flow optimization will calculate the suitable plate package for the given duty, depending on the duty input, and therefore it's not possible to specify the number of plates. In design and flow optimization, you can define if multipass is desired. But the configurator will always propose the best solution. In rating and performance, you can make more settings. You can specify the pass configuration and the number of plates, channel plate material, and the channel type, and then make a calculation for this specific configuration. In the Connections tab, you can specify the connection types and the positions of the connections. The frame and pressure plate materials can be changed. Available connections for the material types will differ. You will never get connections in a lower grade material than the frame and the pressure plate. Let's make an example with Alpha Nova 76. Default connections are predefined for each product. Click the information icon to see the default connections. You can change the connections by type of interface, by size, and by type of connection. Remember, if specifying the connections before selecting a product, you will limit the product scope to the products having these available connections. We selected the flange type, DN50, PN40, and 90 degree. As you can see, a compass will show the direction of the pipe bend for this flange. In this example of the 90 degree, this means that it will be bent upwards. Click on the padlock to open up for more alternatives if you want to change the settings. You can add extra connections to be used for sensors or other purposes. Let's add a connection in T4. This connection will not be considered in the calculation since there is no media flow through it. If you want to include double inlets or outlets, you need to select this in this section here. An arrow for the flow will appear on the drawing as you can see here, and the media flow through this connection will now be considered in the calculation.